Hi there. This video is going to explain how to complete crash course video assignments for our world history class. We do a lot of these crash course video assignments because the crash course series is extremely helpful in providing supplemental information that really fleshes out and fills out the things that we're talking about in our class. Oftentimes it overlaps, but sometimes it provides new information, and it provides it in a visual medium that's kind of different from just reading it in a textbook or listening to a lecture. So we use these crash course videos as supplements to our class all the time. And instead of just watching them, I often ask you to answer some questions about the things that you're watching. So I wanted to go over, just in general, what these assignments look like, what's expected of you, and what are some typical tips and tricks that you can use to help complete them more efficiently. So over here on the left-hand side, we have what the typical crash course video assignment is going to look like. It's going to tell you which name of the crash course video you're going to be watching. So this one is Why Human Evolution Matters. And you can see over here on the right-hand side of the screen, I have the YouTube video that you're going to be looking at. I actually recommend that you do this if possible. Try to have the video open on screen at the same time as you're looking at the assignment itself. If you keep flipping back and forth, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you, or at the very least, it's going to cost you some more time. So I recommend try to open both at the same time so you can look at them simultaneously. Or if you have multiple monitors, you can use that instead. But doing a half and half setup like this on the screen is fine. I'll always include a link to the video, so you don't have to go searching for it. You can just click the link that I've provided you. Usually I'll have the instructions, but they're very brief. It's just watch the video and answer the questions. This particular set of instructions reminds you that even though this is set up as a Schoology quiz, it's not actually a quiz. It's a homework assignment. So you can start a new attempt. These are not timed, so you'll notice there's no timer in the bottom corner of the screen here, so you don't have to worry about seeing that there. There is no sort of pressure to get this all done in one sitting. You can resume these assignments. Some Schoology quizzes you can't resume after you've started them, but if you started typing these and you decided that you wanted to take a break for a second, you could close this down and you should be able to pick up right where you left off. Also useful just in case that there was a power outage or something happens that causes you to lose your place. You're not going to lose all of your work. Okay. So here we have the questions. There's usually never going to be more than 10 or 15 of these questions here. And you notice they're pretty short and sweet. They don't ask you to do a lot. Okay. These questions are always going to be in order. So you will find them presented in the video in the order that they are presented here. So this question number 1, the answer to this is going to come before you get the answer to this question here for number 2. This can be useful because if you find the answer for number 3 before you found the answer for number 2 or 1, you know that you've gone too far and that you need to look back to try to find the answers to the questions that you're missing. Now for these, I'm not asking you to type out long paragraphs or even really to have perfect grammar and spelling. For these kinds of crash course video assignments, unless it's asking you for a full sentence, you are perfectly good to do quick little snippets or single word answers, as long as they answer all of the question. So for instance, this first question here says, define the word epoch. Okay. I'm not looking for you to define it based on the dictionary definition, going online and typing it in. I'm looking for you to tell me what epoch means according to what's in the video here. Or if it's not in the video, to write it out for yourself. Okay. Here, though, notice that there's 2 questions. One here, how quickly do changes take place as a result of natural selection? And then a second one, compared to natural selection, how quickly does cultural evolution take place? If you don't answer both of those, then you're not going to get full credit for the question. You can always see how many points each question is worth. And generally, if I'm asking you for a question that is worth more points, I'm looking for more answers or a little bit longer of an answer. So since this is a simple definition, it's only worth 1 point. Since this one asks you to do 2 things, and it sounds like you need to write a full sentence for them, we're looking for a little bit longer 3-point answer here. But some of these things are very quick, and you don't need a full sentence. You can just fire off a single word. And that's it. You just do that for all of these, and then when you're done, you're going to hit Review Answers. Okay. Now, Here are some tips for what to do or how to do this, okay? Normally, if you watch one of these videos, okay, we're going to mute her for a little bit. If you have one of these videos going, right, sometimes they talk a little bit too quickly for you to hear what you're looking for. And you might have to then constantly kind of rewind and go back, and it's not going to be very useful for you. So here's 2 strategies that you can use to make your life easier. The first is turn on closed captions, right? It's a lot easier to tell what's being said if you can read what they're saying too. So if you turn on closed captions by hitting this little button here in the bottom of the YouTube video that says CC, that will help you out. Now you're saying you're looking for, the word natural selection. You can wait for them to say the word natural selection here. And there it is, natural selection, right? Similarly, you can also click down here on the 3 dots and say open transcript. So now we have an actual transcript of everything. We don't even have to wait for the video. We can just search the transcript. And if you use the Control F key, you could type natural selection. And now we can see that the word natural for natural selection appears 4 times in this video, right? So you can use this as an easy way to skip around the video, although it doesn't necessarily help you with answering the questions in order, right? And you can even click on these and now you're automatically at that point in the video. So opening the transcript and looking at the closed captions are an easy way to make it easy for you to look for the keywords that you're searching for. But you can also, if you find that they're speaking too quickly, you can slow the video down. And you can say that instead of listening at playback speed, you can listen to it at half speed, right?
We've moved from a planet populated by single
She sounds a little funny, but this way it'll be a little bit easier for you to follow what's being said, even if originally they were speaking too quickly. If you have a good listening ear, you could even speed up the video if you are interested in moving through the assignment faster.
Reptiles, amphibians, plants, and it goes on. There have been millions
So now it's speeded up.
Species, past and present.
So you can do a couple of different things to manipulate the video to make it easier or easier for yourself, or I guess harder if you wanted to get this assignment done. So let's say, for instance, we've typed up our answers to these questions, okay? And we've double-checked to make sure that everything is filled out properly. We're reading the full question to make sure that if we have 2 things we have to answer, we're answering both. Then you're going to get to this end of the thing and you can say review answers, okay? I always give you the option to review your answers before you finalize your submission, okay? And this is important because sometimes people hit the review submission button, but they don't hit the submit button, okay? So make sure that after you've typed it, you hit the submit button first one time to get to the review answers like this, and then you're going to hit the button again to finalize your submission. Oftentimes, if students forget to submit these, they say, "Well, why do I have a missing score here? Why don't I have a missing score for my crash course video?" And the answer is because you forgot to hit the submit button twice. So make sure you hit that button twice. I can't hit submit here because I'm not actually taking this. I'm previewing it. But normally you would be able to see the chance to submit it here. That's basically it. So they're very simple assignments. They're not designed to be very difficult. They're meant to be an easy way for you to get some quick supplementary information about a topic by watching these videos. And the hardest part of it all is just making sure that you can watch the video efficiently by turning on closed captions, looking at the transcript down here, or slowing the video down if you're so inclined.